Good morning, everyone. I'm coming to you again with another live message. And for those of you that are in that 144,000 number, um, I want to give you a little bit more information on why you're being targeted. Well, first of all, you were targeted from the day you were born because every child is born in this world. They do blood work, you know that. So you are already placed in a category to be watched once you become a certain age. And after you become that certain age, now, as you grow on, when you get sick, your mother takes you to the doctor and whatever, whatever. And if you have to have surgery, whatever, to work down on your teeth, um, it's all a conspiracy because hospitals work alongside the government. So, they have to know what's really going on with you. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is the fact that the conspiracy it's called the takedown of the God gene. And if you don't know what the God gene is, it's the Rh negative people. They want to take them down because they know that these people possess certain qualities that the other blood types don't possess. Because they know that this blood is not from this planet. Okay, so they watch these people very, very closely. And I'm going to tell you a little something that happened to me as a child. And this is how I know when my stalking began at an early, early age. Um, because my mother, you see, she always knew that I was advanced at being a child at the age of 8. So she couldn't understand because she did not even know that she herself was a chosen one. Okay. So she thought that was awfully strange after having 6 children, and one of which was me, that was very different from the other ones. I mean, I had a IQ out of this world, still do. So I always, most kids that age, they like to play with children their age and dolls and all that kitty stuff. Well, I was one that it didn't interest me at all. I liked older things, bigger things. I like to figure out stuff, and watch the stars and things like that 8-year-olds that stuff don't do. So she decided to take me to the hospital to do a brainwave test to see uh, my advancement stages, where I was at 8 years old. And so we went on to the hospital, and after the testing was done, the doctor came in the room and he told us, "Yeah, I've got a photostatic memory, so I go all the way back to when I was 3 years old." But he told her, he says, "Ma'am," says, your daughter, although she's 8 years old, her mind is 25 years old, so she's very far, far advanced um, for her age. And this is why she likes older things and like doing things that grown folks like doing and all that type of thing. So anyway, she knew that she had a child that was a genius. And so from there, um, they recommended her to go to different places to see if my mind can figure out whatever these blotches were, you know. But I was so advanced, I took them higher than they expected. But anyway, to make a long story short, this has just not been happening. This didn't just start happening here or in 1976. This was happened way back in the Crusaders' years when they were in power, and they were hunting people of Rh negative blood and killing them because back in those years and days they were considered as witches and whatnot, you know, and they were taken out. So the same thing that happened way back then is still happening today, just to undercut. There's a covert operation that you don't know about, and if you don't find the proof, then you'll just be wondering What went wrong? Why are these spirits, these evil spirits following, this? When in fact, the government has a technology to send these spirits, frequencies they're called, through your microchips. And when in fact you think that, something else or whatnot, but it's actually a covert operation going on against the people of that blood type. Okay. Um, but the way you have to fight that, you have to, number one, stay prayed up. Number two is when you find yourself somewhere and you can't shut your brain down and it's study going and different thoughts flying through your mind. It be them working microwave, was kind of like a microwave where they remote control through these chips. You have to shut that off. Shut that off and go think about something else. Start praying, you know, um, so you can throw them off, because this is the only way you're going to be able to fight that, because we are now connected to the clouds, because so many of us, if not all of us, across America are chipped. Okay. Um, when you get in your car and you notice people following you, yeah, that'd be them. That'd be them. Just like did me. I mean, they got in behind me one day and I knew they were following me. And I got behind them and started following them. Let them know I know the game. Okay. And what they do is, and I want you to take this to heart and really pay attention to this too. What they do is they do it in a way where other people and people around you do not know what's happening or what they're doing to you. They'll sit, they'll stalk, they'll watch. You'll find cars parked outside in the front of your house, sitting there for 2 or 3 hours, and the person never gets out. They just sit there watching you. Okay. Um, you'll find you might get a weird phone call in the wee hours of the nighttime. They're harassing you. Okay. But don't let that bother you. Don't let that bother you. What you do is just, you know what time it is. You pray about it and you forget about it. But also never turn your back. Watch yourself. Because this is an operation to take RH negative down. They want to take them out because they know that we are the true aliens of this planet, because our blood don't come from you. All right. And they know that we possess special powers that they don't have. It's called the God gene. All right. Um, so when you're out and about and you may see this stuff happening, just understand uh, what it is that the evil of this world don't want. But you see, greater is He that's within me than he that's in the world. Remember that. Never, ever, ever, ever forget that. Because this is one of the reasons why when you go to church, church is nothing. That's just a business. But when you go, they teach you everything else what the Bible really means and what it says. It's because it's designed to deter you away from your inner self, to keep you from connecting with the spiritual realm. Because remind you now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I left here and went out of the country, I furthered my research, and then I couldn't find that here in the States. But when I left here, I could find it because it's hidden. Um, but people of that nature with that blood type can move mountains, not literally big mountains, but in the spiritual realm, we are able to connect with the spiritual realm and cause things to happen. They know that. They know that. So, fighting this is like we are the light workers of this world, okay? And it's like good fights versus evil. So, just like he said in the end times that his people would wake up to who they are and their nationalities. But once that happened, it opened the door for the light workers to fight against the evil, which when that happened, it draws the power from them and it's bringing us back on top slowly but surely. And if you notice, um, the curses that we have been under Deuteronomy 28 in the King James 1611 Bible, they are slowly being lifted from us onto the other nations. Okay, because you got to remember this 2019. This is the end of our 400 year of being captive in our land. Okay, so that means that the curses are being lifted, but not. But for some of you Israelites that is still not willing and ready to go with our Father in heaven and do the things that He asks us to do and follow His commandments. Now, for you, um, you're still under the curse because you're still sinning and you're still living in sin. Okay, but for those of us that has gotten away from that and totally changed our life. Now, like I said before, this walk that I've been on has been it's been years now. It was a matter of fact, I started in 1985. Okay, and it took from that time to this time to be a completely, totally different person, uh, remade. In other words, the Bible speaks about He's coming back for the virgin people. Well, virgin means not as if you had never had sex, but meaning from the old ways, from what you grew up in, or the person you used to be, you're no longer that person. Okay? So these are the people, that He's coming back for within that for 144,000. All right. So just keep in mind that this world is evil and it does not work for us. It's not for us, it's against us because that's the work of the devil. And they don't want the good. They don't want the good here. Okay. So I'm telling you that this is why that they're hunting and they're stalking. They have covert operations against us, and it's all in an effort to take us down and take us out because they know that we spiritually influence the good, okay, against the bad. And they don't want to see us make it. They want those 144,000. See, there was a list of terrorists made via government. And one of the first people that was on this long list of people uh, that were terrorists in this country, so-called African American. Now, they don't want to say Hebrew Israelites, but we all know who we are now. Okay. But this be the reason because they want to get rid of the God gene. But my thing to you guys is keep praying, uh, keep passing the word, share these videos, let that get out there so people will know, you know, what's up, what's going on, because they are being stalked. They're literally being stalked, and they're being censored, and all of that. Okay, in an effort to shut that bloodline down. But they can't defeat our Father in heaven. Can't do it. So with this video, and with all of you that are paying attention, that's watching this video, pass it on, pass it on, because we must be as a community and stick together in order to defeat this evil that is against us. We have to. We have to not only do that, but again, we have to come together as a community of people, as Israelites, to and love one another. I mean, literally love one another. Get back to, your own kind. Quit mixing. And I know it's a mess now, and it's all across America. But quit mixing with these other strange races, because what that's doing is diluting you out. Because what you bring in this world, well, still, it's an abomination. Okay, and when it is this earth is destroyed, all of that's going right down the tube with it. You should think about that. You know, you are the kings out there. Get back to your queens, okay? Because that's what our Father in heaven ordained us to do. You see, this is what your forefathers did back in the biblical times that caused us to fall from grace. And today, you're still doing the same damn thing. Don't you get it yet? Get back to where you belong in the eyesight of our Father. So you might have a spot in the kingdom. But if you don't care about that, then that's your behind. I'll be there to see you get destroyed. Okay? So I'm not going to hold no long, drawn out story. But these are things that when it comes on my heart, I have to make a video and share these things with you because I know so many of you are wondering, well, why is this happening to me? Why am I seeing these demons or these things following me, and they're physically messing? Well, what? Because it's a covert operation, and they have the technology to do that. The government has the technology to do that and send these things towards you to mess with you. What they want to do, this is what they want to do. They want you to go to the dentist. I mean, not the dentist, but go to the psychiatrist and says, well, I'm hearing things, I'm seeing things. Remind you now, all these psychiatrists and hospitals, they work right along with the government. But once you go there and complain, well, I'm hearing things and seeing things and things that they're going to deem you as schizophrenic. They're going to deem you as being straight crazy. Put you on medication and then label you as being insane so that they can discredit anything that you say and keep doing the shit that they're doing to the rest of the population of us. Just know that you have been targeted for these reasons to try and take you down. Know that. Get that in your heart, get that in your mind, and keep prayed up, okay? And keep in your research and dig and find the things that I'm telling you. You find it that it's the truth. A lot of you don't know what's happening with you. You think you're going crazy. You're not crazy at all. It's your government messing with your mind. It's called mind control. And it took me 46 years to understand that when that damn thing fell out of my tooth. Then I realized what was happening to me. And that's why I'm talking to you guys now. Please don't feed into that and don't go to no psychiatrist claiming this and claiming that because it's just going to discourage you, to mark you down, take you down, make somebody kill you or you kill yourself. This is why you got to be very strong because this is the bottom line to the whole operation. If they were watching me from the age of 8 years old, I'm not going to tell you my age today, and I'm up there. Imagine what they're doing to you. Imagine every time you walk out your door, every time you pick up your phone, every time you get on your computer, you're being watched. And they get all these different profiles on you, this and that and the other, and they sick these people on you. And by the way, your circle, the people that you hang around with, did you not know that they will study you for 2 or 3 years and have a profile on you and watch the people that you hang around, and they will go behind your back and pay these people to do crazy things to do things to you without you knowing that they're doing it to you just so they can call you crazy, mess with your mind. You gotta watch that. And when you see these things start to happen, you remember this video and know what's going on with you. That's what's happening in this world. This is my job to put this word out there. I don't work for the evil. I work for my Father in heaven. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. You're not crazy. You're not insane. It's them playing with your mind, with this mind control operation that they got going on. So I'm going to leave you with that right there. And peace and love. Shalom.